K Nation. Sponsored by 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Tonight on K Nation, he's one of, if not the top 2024 prospect in the state of Kansas, and Caden Massey will be a Wildcat. The Linden Tiger joins our show for an exclusive interview that you won't see anywhere else.
Plus,
about 7 to 15% chance of living coming off.
It's bigger than football. This KU coach is a two-time cancer survivor, and he's now leading an organization that helps others fighting that battle.
And we hope you enjoy watching K Nation even half as much as we enjoy putting on the weekly show. So this week we're taking a look back at some of your favorite moments and our favorite moments of K Nation so far in 2023.
Welcome to K Nation. I'm Landon Reinhardt.
And I'm Glenn Kinley. Landy's got the weekend off. She's missing out on a pretty fun show, though.
I can't believe her.
I know. What the heck?
This is going to be one of the best strictly because she's not here.
And because the Royals are beating the Dodgers. Maybe that's why she left town. But hey, we'll get to all those stories we just mentioned and a whole lot more. We got to start with a big story about the big man from Linden, Kansas. He's going to be a Wildcat. 24/7 Sports top prospect in the Sunflower State for 2024. He chooses K-State. The 6'8" offensive lineman just down the road in Linden made his decision on Thursday. Of course, we were in the building for that one, and we talked with Massey right after the big announcement to find out why K-State.
The family aspect, mostly. I feel like I built a great relationship with Coach Riley and Coach Kleiman, Coach Klein, and that was the big part that set them apart.
And next to Massey there that you see is Gus Hawkins. He's also a 2024 K-State offensive line commit. He made the hour-and-a-half drive from Mill Valley to Linden for the announcement. They're already best of friends, it looks like. But hey, this is just a little small snippet. And we got a full sit-down interview with Massey coming up later in this show.
KU football got a big recruit last night. Deshaun Warner. He's a three-star edge rusher out of Arizona, the 12th ranked prospect in that state, and the country's 48th ranked defensive end in the 2024 class. Lance Leipold, hot on the recruiting trail the last couple weeks.
Absolutely, yeah. They've been picking up a bunch of commits. I don't know how many they're up to now, but it's a lot.
Well, I know it's a common saying, but KU assistant basketball coach Norm Roberts said during March Madness, it's not about X's and O's, but Jimmys and Joes. KU and K-State got their Jimmys and Joes
Yeah,
this week.
definitely. And KU basketball, they always have big-time hoopers, but now the football team getting some exciting recruitment stuff.
Super exciting.
As well. And speaking of basketball, let's talk about that. Wildcats and Jayhawks back in Topeka for Washburn
Love it when they're in
basketball
town.
camp. That was this week. From Lawrence, it was freshman guard Elmarco Jackson. He's a five-star incomer from New Jersey. He says this Jayhawk team, although it's a relatively new group from last year and lots of new guys like himself, they're meshing really well. He says that's easy to do when you're all thinking about one common thing, lifting up a trophy at the end of the year.
It's been great, you know, within the first week, we all got just super close. It feels like we've all known each other for longer. And the relationship that we all have together is just kind of we're friends, but when we're on the court, we hold each other accountable because at the end of the day, the goal is just to be the best that we can be. Preseason #1, you know, expectations are high and we all want to win at the highest levels.
K-State also sent the young guys to camp. Freshman R.J. Jones and sophomore Dorian Finister. The two are feeling the love from Coach Tang while sharing high expectations in the upcoming season.
Loving my new teammates, loving the whole staff. Playing for Jerome Tang is good. He's always going to be there to push you and motivate you, praise you and hope and make sure that we try to be good men. But then obviously as a team, try to win a national championship.
Last year we was in the Elite 8 in New York. We wanted to go to Houston bad, man. Came up short. This year we all got the same common goal. We want to be in Phoenix this year.
In case you didn't catch it there, Phoenix is the destination of the 2024 for the upcoming basketball season. Hey, we got a lot of pros from the area to cover from these two schools. Tyler Lockett's with the Seahawks, Joel Embiid, you might have heard of him.
Pretty lucky in that way.
He just won an NBA MVP. But we also got some baseball pros, including a new one who's just in his first full year.
First full year, yeah. Cleveland Guardians outfielder Will Brennan played 3 years at K-State before heading to the big leagues. The Guardians were in town this week in Kansas City facing the Royals, so of course we had to meet up with the former Wildcat. Spent 2 years with Coach Brad Hill, then one with current head coach Pete Hughes. He says Hughes has his guys in the right direction.
He brought on Austin Waits that, he played professional baseball, and a lot of us obviously had aspirations for that. So that was really good. And, everything that kind of happened just,
created those steps, step by step, that led to this point in my career. I want those guys to have the most success they can possibly have, and all those renovations that they've done and what Pete Hughes has done for that program is awesome. It's really fun to follow as an alum.
And Brennan hit a game-winning 2 RBI double that night to beat his hometown
Sorry,
team.
Royals
Yeah,
fans.
he's actually from KC too. He told us that he was bitter when K-State didn't make the postseason, and hey, us too.
Yeah, for sure. I wanted to add real quick too. He did say great things about Brett Hill. He said the coaching change felt like maybe it was the right time for it, but it wasn't because he didn't like Brett Hill. And it also shows his loyalty to K-State, that a lot of times when there's a coaching change, guys will leave, transfer portal. He wanted to stay, and he ended up playing for both coaches. He liked them both.
Nothing but great things to say, and he said that he's real happy that the outfield wall
got
remodeled because of cement and wood beforehand.
I think his exact quote was, "I like to run into things."
It's a great quote.
Hey, these players and coaches are so much more than athletes. They have hobbies and families and causes that are very close to their hearts.
KU defensive analyst Oscar Rodriguez is a 2-time cancer survivor and is helping other families with his Coaches Against Cancer Foundation. K-Nation's Laney Gerber tells us how his journey in the Jayhawks community are helping others.
The second time it was should have been fatal. About 7 to 15% chance of living coming off of that when you relapse. So nothing short of a miracle.
There isn't a handbook that tells you how to handle or fight cancer.
God spared me and blessed me with another opportunity at life.
Oscar Rodriguez is using that opportunity to help others navigate and battle cancer. He started Coaches Against Cancer 10 years ago after his first diagnosis. The foundation provides financial support and so much more.
Knowing their chemo treatments or their radiation when it is, and it might be as simple as sending a text and, hey, how's your day going today? And it goes a long way. And just trying to provide some of that emotional support that people need during these times.
Silent auctions, golf tournaments, and football camps all raise money for the cause. Being a part of the KU football staff has grown Oscar's circle and Coaches Against Cancer's reach.
You tend to be more visible at this level. Your network changes with the amount of people that you can reach that can help. We got a lot of guys on our staff that have donated directly. Coach Leipold himself has given us obviously helmets and stuff for the silent auction.
In and out of Coaches Against Cancer, Oscar is helping old friends, new friends, family, and strangers.
The football piece is just one part of who we are, and I think when I leave this earth, I hope my legacy has to do more with the Coaches Against Cancer Foundation than it ever was the type of coach I was.
In Lawrence, Laney Gerber, K-Nation.
And that auction that she mentioned, the package, is running online right now. We'll link to it on the website. Got autographs from Lance Leipold, a Royals player we saw today. So get in there, a great cause.
Certainly great cause. We talk about sports all the time, and there's some things that, whether you're K-State or a KU fan, it's just so much bigger than football.
Yeah, and if you can use your platform to do so, pretty cool.
It's cool to see him doing that. Hey, a lot more to unpack in this edition of K-Nation. In fact, we've got an in-studio KU guest, plus K-State football commit Caden Massey. He's going to explain how a big decision from a couple current Wildcat players went into his college choice.
But first, we are now over halfway through 2023. It's been quite the ride on K-Nation. We're looking back on some of the top moments, quotes, and laughs from this show so far in 2023.
Fresh produce is the best produce. That's why at Dillon's, we invest in Kansas farmers to bring you the freshest seasonal picks. So no matter how you shop, your local produce always tastes as fresh as it gets. Dillon's, fresh for everyone.
Let's go! So slow right now. Sorry, mi amor. I tried downloading your shows, but our internet speeds are slower than normal.
Why?
Because our network gives priority to cell phone users.
Why?
Because your dad switched to T-Mobile home internet.
Why?
Yeah, honey. Why? Mommy's taking care of it when we get back.
Why get T-Mobile when Cox has 2 times faster download speeds during peak hours?
Ground-shaking forces return to Heartland Motorsports Park for the Menards NHRA Nationals, presented by Pet Armor, August 11th through 13th, with breakout stars
Tony Stewart Racing has entered the history books,
and racing legends.
John Forrest collects his 155th career victory.
Don't miss out on 11,000 horsepower and 300-mile-per-hour racing action in Topeka. Kids 12 and under are free in general admission, and every ticket's a pit pass. Get your tickets today at NHRA.com for the NHRA Nationals, presented by Pet Armor, August 11th through 13th at Heartland Motorsports Park.
Sports! We have everything
that you're looking for
at Play It Again Sports.
New and used sports and fitness equipment with used up to 50% off retail.
You can create your own discount by trading in and trading up. Sell us your gear and get cash on the spot, or even get store credit.
Play It Again Sports has something for every athlete. All seasons, all sports, on any budget. We're open every day in the Fairlawn Plaza Mall.
Game on!
When you download the Dillons app, you have easy access to savings every day and get personalized coupons sent straight to your phone. Save big today when you download the Dillons app. Dillons, fresh for everyone.
Welcome back to K-Nation. It feels like we're just getting started with the show, but it's been nearly a year, Glenn.
Yeah, it'll be a year in August. It's been quite the ride, and we're over halfway through the year 2023 now. We've enjoyed every second of it, so we're going to take a look back at some of our show's best moments since the turn of the calendar. Tonight on K-Nation, one of the most star-studded episodes since the launch of our show.
Baseball season is upon us. One of the best rivalries in sports met up in Kansas City for the border war.
And the brackets are here.
There's no better story than this.
We were able to have a great start last year. We want to be able to show the world that we can finish.
I want to be drafted where it's best, they feel like it's best for me to be drafted in. This is all I dreamed of.
And then now seeing like all 32 teams coming here, it's just like unbelievable.
Try to get in the K-State Ring of Honor. You know, with another great year like last year, you know, I can definitely put my name in that conversation.
It's just so fun. I mean, I really don't know. I'm just excited we was able to come out here and do what we wanted to do, and which was win a tournament.
She is one of the best offensive rebounders in the country, and she's just a beast on the glass.
What made you decide you wanted to be a Wildcat?
I wanted to be a Wildcat because, you know, Coach Tang and the entire environment over there in Manhattan.
The future's pretty bright over there in Manhattan?
Yeah, it's definitely good in, you know, Coach Tang's hand.
It's definitely a different mindset. Like, I better catch this if I've been dive for this.
After the games, if we get that win, it's pretty exciting to me and the team as a whole.
Fight to live. You know, that was the most important thing. Sometimes when we go through some struggles or some adversity, and he obviously was at that point, he continued to fight, continue to keep a smile on the face, continue to stay positive.
But once it got to the point where I couldn't walk or lay down comfortably, I just didn't take no for an answer.
Don't give up on yourself. Do not give up on yourself ever.
Just making sure everybody's energy is right, making sure that the mental is right. You know, mental health is important to me, and Coach Tang knows that.
Well, I think that every time we stepped on the field this year, we thought we had a chance to win, and that's been different in the past.
Our program is for young people to be a strong member of our football team through their character.
Probably the healthiest I've been body-wise because I didn't take a lot of hits this spring, so I just been kind of getting everything up to par, so I'm definitely ready to go.
Words can't even describe how I'm going to feel. I know I'm just going to be so excited seeing everybody. I'm going to do my same ritual, go down there and pray, but it's going to be an amazing feeling running out that tunnel again.
When our director, Daria, and our producer, Landon, insisted that we show you what we would look like if we were in Grady Dick's NBA draft. Why did they use that?
I want to know, what photo is that? Why am I smiling like that?
The one of me, I think, is from high school when I had a mullet. Here's the man, the myth, the legend. How about the athleticism of Coach Tang at the Topeka Jayhawkers Club? This fan wanted a photo with just Lance Leipold, though. Move aside, Bill Self.
There's a new coach in town that we all love.
It tells you just how excited people are about KU football.
So I do still have some eligibility left for all these coaches watching this. K-State men's basketball season. Okay.
I thought we were going straight to the interview. I was eating. K-State men's basketball.
K-Nation should get a mascot.
You suggested during the commercial break a K
with
legs.
Like, oh, we have to go this way. Okay, we're running out of time anyway.
Thanks for watching K-Nation.
We'll see you next Sunday. Have a good night.
So much fun and plenty more to come. More K-Nation after the break.
Honey, what are you doing?
What? I just fixed the leaky chimney.
Call Certified Fireplace and Chimney. We fix leaky chimneys properly.
Meaningful relationships built upon trust is a founding principle of the Trust Company. We help individuals and businesses create tailored financial plans and diversified investment strategies that adapt over time to your unique needs. Because we are independent, we can offer flexibility and creativity that many advisors and trust departments can't. If you aren't sure where to start or you're looking to make a fresh start, contact us today for a free consultation.
This is a bird, a kingfisher actually. He eats fish like this, in a river like this. This river flows out to this estuary. This estuary feeds into this ocean. The water from this ocean evaporates into these clouds. these clouds turn into this rain. This rain falls over this forest. This forest grows this fruit. This fruit is harvested by these farmers. These farmers send it around the world to be eaten by these people. These people wash it down with water from this tap. This tap follows a series of pipes that lead to this river. This river is home to these insects. These insects are dinner for this fish. This fish is dinner for this bird. This is a bird. A kingfisher, actually.
Do you have water damage from storms? Give Certified Fireplace and Chimney a call before the damage gets worse. We'll inspect your chimney inside and out. Then we'll make any necessary repairs. Don't wait until it's too late. Call Certified Fireplace and Chimney today.
Welcome back. We talked earlier in the show about K-State landing the top 2024 prospect in Kansas with Caden Massey. We're going to hear more about it.
Yeah, I went to Linden just yesterday to speak with the latest in-state product to bring the beef. Now it's finally set in. How's it feel? You're a Wildcat.
It feels good. You know, it's a lot off my chest that I can, now tell everybody I'm a Wildcat now, and it's been exciting.
But we're just talking to Dad beforehand, but you didn't let them know until right before the commitment. What's up with that? Why were you keeping it in the shade?
I told them about a day and a half before. They got the early access, but yeah, to be honest, I didn't even know. It was a few days before that I kind of made that decision.
What sent K-State over the edge in that time span?
I really had to just think about everything, and I'd say the piece that kind of pushed them over the edge would be the relationships that I built with both players, coaches, and even just the recruits.
A guy like Connor Riley, the offensive line coach, what have you seen from him that made you say, I want to play for this guy?
He's a really personable guy. I just love his attitude towards, the game, towards life. And, he has been proven to develop guys at all levels.
Cooper Beebe, of all people, comes back. The entire offensive line come back. Did that play into it at all to know that a bunch of great players that could come back but maybe could have moved on, they wanted to come keep playing?
I definitely thought about that all those guys could have gone and, played in the NFL, but they decided to spend just another year at K-State. Definitely means that there's some sort of level of pride there.
With the goofy picture of Riley holding the pancakes on your recruiting visit. Walk me through that. What's the recruiting visit like, and then taking that picture?
So they told me that the week before, Gus said, hey, I want to do a thing with pancakes. So they're like, all right, we'll do that. And they carried it over to my weekend. And, I saw him sitting there, and it just kind of was like, let's do it. Let's take a picture.
I can only imagine your first Big 12 game, that picture going crazy. I'm from a small town myself. You're from a small town, so I really get that family aspect. What can you share about small town? We're in Linden right now. You're playing 8-man football. But what can you share about that small town aspect?
I love small towns. Everyone knows everybody. It takes a village, and here's the village.
What can you tell people about 8-man football and how you're going to be able to translate your game to Big 12 football?
I'm actually pretty uniquely qualified to talk about the difference between 8 and 11, because I played 11 all the way through, and then on my junior year, we get the call from coach. Everyone's got to meet, in his room, and he says that we're playing 8-man. And now that I've played both, I can tell you that there's small differences, but for the most part, it's the same game. You tackle, block, fundamentals. But the big difference is just the speed of the game. Your block's got to happen faster, your read's got to happen faster, and things just happen so quick that you don't have time to really think about things.
Yeah, so you're working on that quickness, but something that you have that'll help for sure is your size. I'm forgetting your weight, but 6'8" already. And how's that length gonna help at the next level?
I think it will help a whole lot. Being able to reach somebody before they can reach me is going to be crucial.
And then for K-State fans, what can they expect from you?
Tough-nosed, small-town kid. I work hard year-round playing all kinds of sports, so I've kind of built myself to be pretty athletic and all sorts of things. So I'm excited to bring it on to the next level.
All right, I want you to look into that camera right there and give a message to the Wildcat fans.
Staying home.
That's all. All right, coming up after the break on K Nation, get on your feet because there ain't no seats. We got Ryan Reinhardt in studio with the Ain't No Seats pod. We're going to talk KU hoops, how Big Self will use the big men right after the break.
Come out to the biggest party in the heartland, the Country Stampede. Headliners include Hardy, Lee Rice, and Cody Johnson. July 13th through 15th. Tickets and camping on sale now at countrystampede.com.
Dear Freedom, what forms do you take? More miles driven? More dollars saved? More life embraced? And more electrified vehicles than any other brand. Yours, Toyota Hybrids.
Right now, existing current Toyota owners or lessees can get up to $1,000 loyalty cash on the purchase or lease of a new 2023 Toyota. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Doughboys Pizzeria, now with 2 locations in Topeka. Serving fresh pizza with our signature sauce, award-winning wings, awesome appetizers and desserts, with outdoor dining and entertainment. Call or order online at doughboys.pizza.
I was just wondering.
Enter query.
Should I use a robo?
Vacuum?
No. Actually, can I trust a robo?
Vacuum?
No. Are
robots taking over the world? Yes.
Never mind.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
Unlike a robo-advisor, we can put together a personalized plan.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. Insurance, financial planning, all in one place.
Wednesday on Today. K-pop sensation, Twice. The global supergroup will keep you dancing all day long. It's the City Concert Series. Wednesday, only on Today.
Thank you.
Come out to the biggest party in the heartland, the Country Stampede. Headliners include Hardy, Lee Rice, and Cody Johnson. July 13th through 15th. Tickets and camping on sale now at countrystampede.com.
Welcome back to K Nation. It's an exciting time for KU basketball, but it's always an exciting time for KU basketball. And we got a guy here who loves to talk KU hoops.
Of course, we got Ryan Reinhardt in with the Ain't No Seats podcast out of KC. We got to start with the obvious. Reinhardt. We spelled a bit.
Not related.
But not related.
Okay.
We spelled it a bit differently. But we do want to talk Jayhawks. So I guess to start with the Ain't No Seats pod, you had Devontae Graham on. Yeah. Tell us about that experience and, favorite memories when DT was in town.
It's fun. I mean, that was part of the reason we wanted to start this podcast years ago, is because we wanted to see if we could get players like him to tell maybe stories that you don't always hear on traditional media outlets. So he kind of opened up, told some fun stories that I don't think people had heard. So Devontae, super entertaining guy, and it was fun to kind of see him let loose a little bit.
Yeah, give us the art of podcasting, if you will. How do you guys go about, you got to build a relationship to even get those guys on the show, but then like you said, you also can talk about some things that maybe we can't talk about in the local news, right? How do you go about opening those guys up and getting them to give you some new stories and stuff that people don't know?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we'll just lead with that when we start to talk with them about coming on. And a lot of times they'll know who we are just from Twitter or whatever, and we'll say, hey, we might ask some things that you maybe haven't been asked before, but that's kind of the goal of it. And sometimes they're excited for that. They want to kind of not just do the same interview that they've been doing for years. So they're usually pretty open, and they have fun with it. Those are the best ones that have fun with it.
I want to jump into the actual basketball at some point, but real quick, if you have a favorite never-before-seen story from your podcast.
That is tough. I don't know. I'd probably say, I don't know if it's never before seen, but Tyshawn Taylor early on when we first launched it, he was kind of our first big guest, and he came on and he really just, he didn't hold back. He told a lot of stories, and that's kind of what helped get us off the ground and grow the following that we have. And so he was just so fun to hear him reflect on his time at KU, tell behind-the-scenes stories about Bill Self and stuff like that. So that was fun.
Yeah, I think we could talk about podcasting all day, and we probably will do more off air. But as far as basketball, KU's going to have a chance to play their offense through a big man this year. We know Bill Self has done that and likes to do that, but they haven't in a while. Are you pretty fired up to see what it looks like for the offense to run through a 7'1", 7'2" center?
I'm very excited. I mean, if you think back to early Bill Self days, that was everything. It's the high-low. You're going through, Darnell Jackson, Darrell Arthur, Cole Aldridge, the classic names. It's been a while since we've done that. So it'll be fun to see how it works. I think getting a guy that, like you said, 7'1", averaged 20 and 10, to go back to that using him is probably the best path you could take. So we'll see. New guy, hasn't played under Bill, but I'm excited to see how he gels playing under Bill's system. So.
Jayhawk men's basketball isn't necessarily a Kentucky or Duke that has one-and-done players, but you got a lottery pick freshman like Grady Dick last year, but an old team coming back this year. Hunter Dickinson's
Right.
a 5-year guy. DeJuan's back. How's it going to be different with old guys on the team?
I think if you look back, Bill Self has absolutely succeeded more with experience. And so that's what I'm excited about. DeJuan has now been a starter for 2 years. This will be his 3rd year playing legit minutes, and KJ got good minutes last year. So I think the experience we have with McCullough playing in Bill's system, plus you add in some new guys, it could be a really, really good year, just because once you learn playing under Bill Self, it definitely helps over time.
No, it's going to be exciting. And you mentioned KJ there. KJ's going to have an opportunity to play a different role. He was kind of the 5 by default last year, but I don't think he's meant to play the 5. So we might see him open up even more, given that Hunter can play the 5 and KJ can do a variety of different things.
Yeah, KJ, he stepped up huge. We needed him to do what he did last year, but type of player he is, I think he's going to be way better suited playing the 4, having a little more freedom, using his athleticism, playing where he's comfortable. So I'm excited to see him fit where he's probably more naturally supposed to be.
Definitely.
All right, that's all the time we got. We appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
Ryan Reinhardt with the Ain't No Seats podcast. Make sure to tune in, and there will be more K-Nation after the break.
Jefferson's is the perfect spot to watch the game. Come try our new Loaded Macs, or pull up a seat at the bar and match our cold draft beer with our new Mac Burger. Find us at 29th and Wanamaker in Topeka, or online at jeffersons.com.
Hi, this is voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson. If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. When you call, text, or chat 988, you will be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. For 24/7 non-judgmental support, just call, text, or chat 988.
You don't wait days for prescription medicine. Why would you wait days for prescription glasses?
At Success Vision, they make the lenses in the store, so you get them in hours, not days.
My no-line bifocals were ready in a couple of hours, and I only paid half what I used to pay.
The eye doctor next door, they take walk-ins, and my eye exam was great.
They really care about the health of your eyes.
For the best eyewear experience, you've got to go to Success Vision.
2 pair for $39 in an hour for less. Come see us today, Success Vision Express.
It's all the small things that make you, you. Show them off in a big way with incredibly detailed photos on the iPhone 14 Pro or the huge display of the iPhone 14 Plus. And now you can get it all at Cox Mobile with a plan that fits you based on the data you need. Instantly save $200 on the newest iPhones now at Cox Mobile. We're different because you're different.
Jefferson's is the perfect spot to watch the game. Come try our new Loaded Macs, or pull up a seat at the bar and match our cold draft beer with our new Mac Burger. Find us at 29th and Wanamaker in Topeka, or online at jeffersons.com.
Welcome back to K-Nation. The new month means excitement for the Big 12 as of July 1. 4 new schools officially in the conference. It's BYU, Cincinnati, Houston, and UCF.
Conference now sits at 14 teams and will be back to 12, a true Big 12, after this academic year when Oklahoma and Texas leave for the SEC.
And we got Big 12 Media Days coming up. In fact, we'll get to maybe meet a few of those new teams down in Arlington and also hear from K-State and KU. Myself and Laney Gerber are going to be down there. We'll bring you all sorts of K-State and KU football coverage. Should be fun.
I'm pumped. A lot of great content always there.
Hey, thanks for watching K-Nation. Join us next Sunday and every Sunday.
Have a great night.
Playing and practice against those guys every day, it's like iron sharpens iron, and we just, just get better based off of each other every single day.
Nobody's really bitter about it, just a bitter alum.